All right, we're back to some radio fun here at the residence of Chuck Yarbrough in Maryland. Dan Robinson here. So I'm just showing this stack of superlative receivers on the bottom. As some people may know, it's the AEG 1800A, which is, well, there's a lot more to be said about that. They're extremely rare, mostly ungettable on the used market. Above that is the Roden Schwartz
EK 856.
EK 890. Sorry, EK 896. Chuck and I both have one of those receivers. Again, superb piece of equipment. Above that is the Rackhal RA3791, and above that the Watkins Johnson HF1000A. Is that an A version? And above that, of course, is 8600 by ICOM on that. Over here, I'm going to turn the camera horizontally. We have oldies but goodies. We'll first introduce Chuck is over here. Chuck,
Yep.
anything to the audience? Yeah.
Say hi. Play radio often.
All right, so oldies but goodies. On the bottom is the ICOM IC-R9000. Those of you who know what this radio is don't have to explain it, but this was produced in late 1980s.
Probably.
Late 1980s. It was, as you see, this version is not the LCD display. This is the original CRT display. This receiver came from, I believe that's either Washington State or Oregon. It was from an estate, so it was barely used. And thanks to Chuck here, who spent several weeks installing, well, I'll show that to you in a minute, installing an extremely rare accessory, which is the fan back that adds a ventilation fan to the back of the ICR9000. Again, I'll show that to you in a minute. And up on the top, Chuck and I have had a lot of fun tuning on this, is the Bearcat DX1000. This particular receiver came from a seller in Japan before the Bai site went bust on us and banned bids from people in the United States and many other countries for reasons that we won't go into here. But the Bearcat was a very interesting receiver in that it was the early PLL days, right, 1980s. Very early PLL days made by Bearcat, which was based in, well, we'll check the label out. But USA made, and of course you can see the scanner heritage of the Bearcat, which was known for scanners. This particular radio has some interesting features. Here's your dimmer switch, main power, 3 bandwidth positions. Most people don't remember that it has 2.7, 6, and a 12 kilohertz bandwidth option. Interestingly, it has here's noise blanker on or off and a slow fast for noise blanker, which is an interesting addition. Then you have AGC fast slow. Step tuning was limited to 100 hertz and 1 kilohertz. Then here you have attenuation. These are working fine. AF and tone control. AM, lower upper sideband CW. FM is not broadcast FM, it's simply mode. And then various clock features to set the clock and recall. Up here are displays for time zones. So again, if you have 2 time zones, 2 clock positions, tuning display, steps display, set or program, just shows you whether you're entering by key, dial, step, whatever. Mode displays here, AM, lower, upper, CW, and FM.
You might want to show them the clock mode here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the clock.
Let's see, where is it?
Let's see.
Is it the clock button?
Let's turn this up. So we got this tuned to the religious station, whatever it is, 9265. And we got the speaker going into an ICOM, small ICOM speaker. All right, so we're going to set, there's clock. So that's number 1. Number 2. Nice. So, you know, reminds you of the Kenwood and the R5000, R2000, R1000 too, right? Doesn't it have a, I can't remember whether R1000 has a dual clock like that. Just checking over there. All right, so to change frequency on this requires hitting that manual button. Otherwise, you're in key position. You hit the manual. Let's go to, for example, do it again. 15770. And that'll lock the dial, and of course, to get back to be able to tune, there's that again, the step control, 100 hertz. Going to sideband on this, it's pretty well aligned after so many years. Go to upper, and here's a fine-tune control, which is very close to the center position. Go to lower, almost on center exactly. So it's kind of rare to find these receivers in this kind of condition. We'll go back to AM. Again, to retune by the key, you have to go back there. Let's see, go here to... So again, nice example of an old receiver, kind of didn't get much respect back when it was being sold because of Bearcat's reputation at the time.
CBS scanner.
And you want to tell people about the 9000?
No, it's yours.
And of course, the so the 9000, which I honestly haven't had a lot of time playing with, I waited many years to pull the trigger on one of these. Again, the central display does have what you get these days on an ICOM 8600 or most amateur transceivers, which is the spectrum scope display. I haven't played with that much, but quite a nice sensitive receiver. Definitely a lot of heft to this thing. Let's go up. There we go. Right on time. WRMI, I think. Nope, WWCR, sorry. Coming up on 21.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Coming up on, what, 21 hours? UTC?
I don't know, UTC.
Yep. Let's go up a little. Here's antenna selection here. Display, you can shut the display down. 2 attenuation positions. Haven't played around with this much. You can adjust the brightness for the CRT and dim the display like so. There's also a calibrator adjustment here, which I haven't played around with, and I probably won't. And on the noise blanker, there is narrow and wide adjustment options here on the noise blanker. Nice old-fashioned S meter, and you can vary the dimmer on the S meter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the next to the.
Yeah.
And then you have the agency up here too.
It's yeah. Yeah, well.
Put it out.
And then you have the down-up controls, very similar to what you see on something like the Kenwood R2000 and the R5000. All right, let's go up a little. It's Radio Marti. All right.
Droid is dead.
Thank you very much.
We have put
We'll go up and see whether we get any reception of the VOA frequency at this hour. All right, 15825, 770. VOA is not there. Sunday, maybe different plan. Religious station there. Not a hell of a lot. Let's go up here. And we'll go up 17. Spain. Not a hell of a lot there anyway. So I'm going to pause it and go show you the back of this. All right, first we're showing you the back of the Bearcat DX1000. This is serial number 8403 by electric company Cumberland, Indiana. Does have a battery compartment here, 3 AA pen lights for the computer backup memory, and eight D cells. I see it conveniently notes Everready, Rayovac, and Panasonic. Antenna switch, low, high Z, various connectors. Interesting. Tape, NO and NC. And then there's a DC input speaker. Very interesting. So that's the back of the Bearcat. On the back of the R9000 is the very rare Sherwood, made by Sherwood Associates, was it? The fan back for the ICR9000. This is probably the only video showing this having been installed. So other people have just put fans on the back of their receivers. This is an actual fan back that was obtained from Japan about four years ago. And do you want to say anything about this?
Well, yeah.
Chuck's going to...
Yeah, I mean, the install is fairly simple, straightforward when you follow the written instructions versus their pictorial instructions, because they're backwards. The pictures are backwards. What's this designed to do? It's designed to augment the heat sink and all the other stuff by pulling it pulls air out of the radio, so it creates that kind of airflow, which of course will cool down any kind of, prevent heat buildup in there. The heat sink is still engaged and still works. It's still warm because that is required from the electrical circuit. This is actually wired to the system, and there are a couple of more electrical connections that go to that, which help dissipate heat from, I think, mainly power supply. But then you have your UHF, VHF, and you have HF inputs. And of course down here you have a number of connectors on the bottom too.
So to install this fan back required quite a lot of work. You basically have to take
the whole case apart and take the back off, and then you have to cut a few wires to this particular heat sink here. This is the original heat sink from the original, the back of the.
Oh, there it is. I will bring the so the original.
Yeah, this is the original one that was on the back. So you see it has basically originally just has slots for air to kind of pass through. But then this is where the heat sink goes, and this part here is where that center part with the wiring comes in. You have to come in. This whole thing lays back like that for you to do the work. So a number of screws you have to take out. Everything else, I actually like the new back better because this has, you can tell it has an indication of which antenna switch, but you can't really see it.
Oh yeah.
This is much clearer than the original. So I think that's...
Yeah, I didn't notice that. All right.
Yeah, it's everything on here, they've got them painted on there, which is actually, instead of just sort of like...
So the original ICOM, you could barely see these because they're... looks like they're laser engraved on there or something.
Yeah, they're etched in there somehow. But everything else on there, this is the only thing. This is the original back. Everything else is original to that machine, even the heat sink and stuff. So.
All right, we think here. So again, So this gives you the, the ventilation flow out from within the radio. You also have the heat sink working. So that's a real good improvement on this radio. So
it's relatively quiet too.
Yep, actually very quiet. It is a made in China fan, as many of them are still. So yeah, looking forward to using the radio. So we'll go back and front. All right, so there you go. The Bearcat and the ICR9000. Just for the hell of it, we'll go back here. Sorry to change you out to the camera again. So we'll turn these receivers off. So right now, just for the heck of it, we have tuned a Roden Schwartz EK96, tuned to 9265. Can't say enough about this receiver, not to mention the one below it, but since this is the one we have, we'll go back to AM mode on this and make sure. So just punching that in. So we are just using this speaker here, just for the heck of it. This is not. Is this done? Let's see here.
Yeah, it's on.
Nah.
It's on.
All right, we'll go up to, and of course, this is a famous radio, Watkins Johnson HF1000A. What can you say? I mean, just wow. I mean, listen to the. Wow. I mean, the audio. On these comparisons, at one point we had HF1000, this receiver, or the other one you have, and we have many radios here, and an 8711 by WJ, and it's a firmware issue, a software issue, but the audio that one gets from the HF1000 is really amazing.
It's designed for voice modes versus digital modes, which is 8711.
Yeah. So as Chuck said, I mean, it really was designed to perform in the audio that you get from this. Is really superb. Let's go back up. Oh, I screwed up. Hold on. Wow. And synchronous. Wow. I mean, well, anyway. Cup runneth over, 1800A, EK896, Racal 3791, which we will show in another video, and HF1000, oldies but goodies, R9000, Bearcat DX1000, still alive after 40 years, 50 years? Bearcat DX1000. All right, so bye-bye from Maryland.
Good DXing.
And we'll be back with some more.